From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, December the 22nd, 2016. A vote by the United Nations Security Council against Israeli settlements has reportedly been postponed. The vote was supposed to take place this afternoon, but Reuters reported earlier today that according to Western diplomats, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi instructed Egypt's UN mission to postpone the vote, giving no alternative date yet. Reuters also said that Egypt sought the postponement at Israel's request after, quote, high-level contacts between the two governments. The vote is on a draft resolution which demands an end to Israeli settlements, calling them illegal. The resolution was drafted by Egypt and declares settlements a, quote, flagrant violation of international law. It demands that, quote, Israel immediately and completely cease all settlement activities in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem, end quote. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu took to social media early this morning, urging the United States to veto the measure, and later released a video reiterating that hope.
Israelis deeply appreciate one of the great pillars of the U.S.-Israel alliance, the willingness over many years of the United States to stand up in the UN and veto anti-Israel resolutions. I hope the U.S. won't abandon this policy. I hope it will abide by the principles set by President Obama himself in his speech in the UN in 2011, that peace will come not through UN resolutions, but only through direct negotiations between the parties. And that's why this proposed resolution is bad. It's bad for Israel, it's bad for the United States, and it's bad for peace.
Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danon, had said earlier today that a resolution like this won't advance any peace process, but will only serve as a prize by the UN for the Palestinian policy of incitement and terror, noting it's strange that while thousands are massacred in Syria, the Security Council is devoting time to debating censuring the only democracy in the Middle East. The Israeli woman missing after a terror attack in Germany has been confirmed dead. 60-year-old Dalia Keene was standing next to her husband Rami when a truck rammed into them and dozens of others at a Christmas market in Berlin Monday night. Rami was seriously injured and his wife was missing for several days, but last night she was confirmed as one of the 12 people killed in the attack. A spokesman for Israel's foreign ministry said that arrangements were being made to bring her body back to Israel for burial. Israel's President Reuven Rivlin expressed his condolences and said, "We will remain united and determined in the face of this murderous terror which strikes across the world, and we will fight relentlessly against extremism and hatred." Israel uncovered a terror cell recently planning suicide bombings in two major Israeli cities. Over 20 Hamas members made up the cell, which was based in the city of Nablus, that was said to have been recruiting suicide bombers to attack various bus stops in Jerusalem and Haifa. Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, cleared the information for publication today. Arab-Israeli Knesset member Basil Ghattas renounced his parliamentary immunity today after alleged security breaches he committed. As we have been reporting to you, Ghattas is accused of smuggling cell phones and notes to two Palestinian prisoners serving time in Israeli prison, one of whom murdered an IDF soldier. Knesset Speaker Yuli Edelstein announced the official removal of Ghattas's immunity today, which paves the way for an investigation against the Knesset member and possible indictment and arrest. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met this week with the Prime Minister of Swaziland, Dr. Barnabas Sibusiso Dlamini. The two leaders met in Jerusalem and discussed increased cooperation in the fields of water, education, health, and security, in yet another advance in Israeli ties with African countries. And the Prime Minister today released a video message for the Christian community, extending Christmas greetings and reaffirming Israel's support for the Christian community, in particular in the face of persecution from extremist forces.
We stand with you. And I'm proud of the fact that in Israel, this is the one place in the Middle East that the Christian community not only survives, but thrives. And it's no accident. It's because of our commitment to religious freedom. It's because of our embrace of our heritage. It's because of our embrace of our common future. So please come to Israel. Come and visit me. I'm waiting for you. It'll be a great experience for you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, December the 22nd. At 7 o'clock, Rabbi Mordechai Becker looks at Hanukkah and the Talmud. At 7:30, a discussion on religious Islam. At 8 o'clock, former New York Times Jerusalem Bureau Chief Jody Redoran speaks about covering the news in Israel. At 9, it's part 2 of Mark Golub's interview with former National Director of the Anti-Defamation League, Abe Foxman, who discusses the way in which critique in the Jewish community has become a, quote, blood sport, as well as the controversies over his successor, Jonathan Greenblatt, and controversy over inclusiveness in the Jewish community and J Street. That's on tonight's L'Chaim. And at 10 o'clock, co-chair of Jewish Women for Hillary Ann Lewis speaks at the Jewish Federation of North America's General Assembly. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, in the news at 6:30. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, December the 22nd, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.